So basically, you have the absolute Andrew Huberman protocol
100%.
entrepreneur white boy ecom
It's a
morning
mix.
routine. All right, I believe we're live.
Yeah, we're getting
Oh,
into it.
are we?
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Let's get
All
into
right,
it.
what is up, guys? Welcome to the Conquer podcast, and today's episode we're talking everything to do with health, wellness, morning routines, and how actually optimizing your health literally makes you more money. Right? I think firsthand
100%.
we've all felt that optimizing the way that we eat, the way that we train, the way that we think, the way that we breathe, all of this stuff kind of compounds to making you perform at a high level, which directly goes into business. So
Yeah.
I think like we'll just kick this off by going straight into your morning routine, Chris. You recently posted on Instagram your morning routine, and I know that you're an avid morning routine phenomenon. I don't know if that makes sense, but run us through. What are you doing in the morning?
Chris tells
To
us
start
on the
off
daily,
with-
and I live with
today
him.
I feel so good. That's why it's my day. And they all take the piss out of me. 'Cause I'm like, well, I generally do, but I don't want to be like talking BS here. But I was one who wasn't a routine person in the mornings. Like I used to get up, have a coffee, and open my laptop when I left
Well,
plumbing.
when you
Actually,
tell us your morning routine
Wait.
before you
Can
went into
Can I
Amazon.
actually use another word rather than routine? I think it's more of a ritual. You had a
yeah.
routine for
Yeah, I just
something
get up
that
and go
you
to
did,
work.
yeah. But now you've established like a morning ritual,
Which is beneficial for my, like-
which we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so
Did
basically,
you ever have a period when you were a plumber, Chris, of like smoke on iced coffee as your morning
Nah, I
routine?
never
You
had
never
that.
had that?
I-
I would have loved to hear the contrast.
I was more like the protein. I still had a bit of like, I was still into my health, so I wasn't doing the iced coffee smoko. But no, I guess I didn't really, as a plumber, I'd just get up and have a coffee and go to work. And even when I left plumbing and started working my laptop, I would still just get up and have a coffee and open my laptop. Which is not, I now know it's not healthy.
Like in a
it's not-
5-minute period,
Yeah, you
like-
can't just do that. So to get back to what my
Why
morning
not?
routine is, because... Well, it's not good for your mind. It's not good for like opening a computer first thing and just having that
That's
screen.
why. So
It's
you wouldn't
not-
even open the curtain?
No,
yet?
I just feel
You're
like-
just like in a dark room,
What?
just laptop.
When it was like NFT days, I was getting up and it was dark still anyway, which is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
unhealthy. But I guess to get back to what my morning routine is now, which I love, is I actually don't, well, I try so hard not to look at my phone. Sometimes I have a brief look at it, but I don't open my laptop. I don't go scrolling on anything. And I go to the gym where I do recovery, where I do ice baths, saunas, stretching, try to get some sunlight.
Well, run us through it slowly. Can you do it like
Well,
so?
I guess my ideal morning-
So you get up, and then like run us through it slowly and in depth, so we can actually unpack this.
Yeah, my ideal morning would be to have a glass of water and then get over to the
Of
gym.
hydrogen water.
Hydrogen water specifically is what we're drinking at the moment.
Yeah,
We get
run
over
us
to the
through
gym. I start with an ice bath because it's the hardest thing to do, but I love it now.
How
And
long do you do in the ice bath?
Just 3 minutes. 3
Okay.
minutes, 6 degrees, so it's cold. It's cold. It takes a while to get used to it. After the ice bath, naturally doing some stretching, just get the body moving all the way, feet all the way to the top, and then get in the sauna and get the heart rate up. If I've got time in the morning, I'll do another steam room in between a quick little ice dip, and then maybe a spa if I'm feeling sore from the gym. So I always do the ice bath, I always do the sauna, the steam room and the spa or the hot tub are optional if I have the time.
So you do all of that stuff, and then now you open up your laptop, or do you check your sales like earlier? When do you check your sales? After all this stuff?
You know what? We've just been consistently getting sales. I don't check every morning anymore. I used
It's
to always check because I was
normal.
like, if there's no sales, there's a problem. But now our systems are in place. There's so
Yeah.
much going on that I don't need to
I'm
check
the
every
same.
day.
I used to sometimes wake up and have this like gut bad feelings,
Yeah.
being scared to check sales because at some point, I don't know for other people this might sound ridiculous, but if we were doing 1 or 2K sales in the morning, it would ruin my morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, how have we only done 2K? I'd be like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Would have to like go crazy.
So I guess I used to be like that as well,
Yeah.
but now it's like it's not the first thing I do. I will obviously open my laptop and look at my I have a to-do list. I have like a task list. It's not check sales, but I will eventually check sales at some point.
Yeah.
But it's not my first thing anymore. But my first thing now is to I forgot to mention in the sauna as well. I like to mentally visualize and manifest and look at where I want to be and how I want to feel as well. And we've talked
Nice.
about that in a mindset podcast, so we won't go into it. But that's my morning routine that makes me feel really good about myself.
So basically, you have the absolute Andrew Huberman protocol
100%.
entrepreneur white boy ecom
It's
morning
mix-
routine.
It's a mixture of Joe
Down
Rogan,
pat,
Hogan,
Joe Rogan.
Gary Brecker combined into one
Yeah.
with a little bit of my own flair. Maybe there might be if I'm feeling a little bit off, I might have a double espresso a bit earlier than I normally do just to kick me into
Ooh,
it.
A bit cheeky.
But yeah, the reason I do that is because I never used to be not selfish, but I never used to look after myself first thing in the morning, and now I give myself to look after myself, which makes me feel great and makes me prepare for the rest of the day.
And so now that you do this morning routine and then you get on your laptop, do you think that directly impacts the way that then you operate when you do get into your work? And if it does, how so?
Well, I've already done something for myself in the morning. So I've already done something for myself, and I know the things I'm doing for myself are healthy choices. Doing the sauna is good for you. Ice bath's good for you. Having hydrogen
So you're like
water.
stacking wins.
Yeah,
it's like you're stacking those little wins.
Yeah, stretching, all this sort of
So
stuff.
it's like by the time you get to work, it's like, oh man, I've done all this good shit already. Like I'm in momentum.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it feels?
It is. I see you giggling over there. You don't like winning?
No, I'm just like, no, in my head, I'm just like in a
I've come so
conversation
far.
with bros, like, yeah, you just got to stack the wins, just keep on going, otherwise, the competitors are going to get you.
But it's funny for you as well, because I have to say, you've obviously been trying to get me to do this for a long period of time, because obviously you've always had a better routine or a better start to your day than I have. So I guess
let's get
what's
into
your
that.
yeah what's your sort of starting day?
What is your superior? Is it superior? I don't know. I don't even know your morning routine because we don't live together. I know roughly what you would do, but what is your routine?
No, I feel I like my morning routine. Like if like right now we're in Bali, so we have like the morning routine is like directly correlated to where we're living, what resources are available, what's the weather doing, what food we're eating. So I feel like it always changes, and I feel like the like. Depends what your algorithm.
Well, run us through this morning. What did you do this morning? What was your
This is a little bit different to me.
Because you actually do you have an actual ritual? Do you do like a ritual, or do you
like,
kind of change it
like
often?
Mine is often different, but it's like it consists of the same elements. It just depends what order they are.
Right.
They are in. So as I said, like right now we're in Bali. Love the gym that we're going to. It, as Chris said, it's got all the facilities there. I love going to the classes. I'm like obsessed with yoga at the moment. So.
Do you do yoga in the morning?
Today, I have been doing so. Like it kind of depends.
Wait. Let's slow it down. Let's hold it back. So run us through. I want to have this step by step. So do you have an alarm? Your alarm goes off in the morning. What do you do? Can you kind of like systemize it? So then I get up, I'll have water, and then I'll look at the sun. What do you actually do?
An average. So an average of basic run
us through truly step by step.
I've been getting up before Chris now, and when I say before, I mean 10 minutes before.
Whoa.
And because
why is
what time? What time? Run us through.
Okay,
I want detail.
Okay, so I'm getting
give us
my
detail.
alarm goes off at 6:15. I haven't been snoozing the last few days. I always snooze, and not because I didn't want to go up, it's because that's my time to wake up. Anyway, I turn my alarm off, I put my hydrogen bottle on, and for those of you who don't know, that's 10 minutes, right?
So straight away you get onto, so alarm goes off, and then you get your hydrogen bottle, you fill it up with fresh water, and you put on a 10-minute cycle.
Yeah, and I go outside on the balcony, and I just let myself wake up. That's my wake
While
up.
I'm still sleeping.
Why Chris is still sleeping? Because Chris.
Do you open the blinds and blare the light in over Chris to basically flex, saying, "Hey, I'm up and you're not"?
No, because I don't want him to be.
Ready, so.
I don't know if it was this podcast or the other one, but Chris and I do a lot together.
Yeah.
And we need periods of separation. This is one of those periods of separation.
Okay.
So I have my 10 minutes, and I go on the balcony, I wake up, I allow myself to like not think. So it's like running business, or like even going to the gym, it's always like, oh, I should do this. Oh, if that person replied, or what are the sales doing? So this is the time where it's just blankness.
Detach yourself from everything.
And it's like just like almost getting ready for the day. And in recent times, I've actually purchased it's like a book. It's one of those like a planner or goal planner, but specifically around goals. And I've acknowledged that I need a bit more accountability when it comes to specific goals, and be like, what's your one activity that you need to do? And this book this week particularly has really helped me tune into my routine, because I look forward to going into this book.
So are you setting goals in this book? So you're saying, today I want to achieve X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, so I have my monthly goals, and then every day in this book it asks me, how are you feeling today? What are you grateful for today? What are your 3 most important tasks that you need to do? And what are the 3 things that you're going to do for yourself?
You bought me that book for my birthday.
Yes, I did, and then I bought it for myself.
Yeah, I'm going to start using mine as of next week.
Yeah, so those are the questions that are asked during the day. It's got you can schedule or take notes, and then also at the end of the day, it asks you what was your favorite part of the day, and asks you to rate your day.
That's awesome. That's such a good way to actually reflect on your day, your outcomes, but then also on a deeper level of what do I actually like? It kind of makes you realize this actually I really like, when maybe you wouldn't have thought about that properly. I'm going to start doing that more often now. And
That's
it almost consciously is elevating your day and breaking it up into things that you actually want to do to improve your day more and more.
Yeah.
To create that perfect day.
And this goes into like, we're very fortunate to have the lifestyle that we do, that, you know, literally like we could wake up and do whatever we want. If we felt like flying to France tomorrow, like we literally could.
About it the other
So
day,
I want to
didn't
bring
we?
this back on track.
But
though.
yes, I'm bringing it back. And what I have found that difficult coming from a physio background, having those appointments, everything is very like this planned out. I get lost in the day. So having this book and then coming back to the morning routine, like I have 3 things that I absolutely love doing. I love just sitting there in the morning doing nothing, having that hydrogen water, and then I love doing the ice bath. The ice bath is my, and then I go to the ice bath. I like that we're on the motorbike.
How long in the ice bath?
I'm also between 3 and 5 minutes.
Oh, I see you're
at
trying to
Ron
help me
Gym.
on that one. Let's see how it
Ross-
is.
I am
doing the
the
ice bath.
superior one with the ice baths in this
Well,
group.
actually,
I
we
have
drew.
to
We
say.
actually at one point we had a competition at the gym. We got to 15 minutes, and
It
I
wasn't
think
15, it was 10, I think.
oh, was it? It was like something like 10, and then there was literally like I think a crowd of people, and there was like a health scan. They're like, "Look, guys, it's
just
basically people were started telling us that it's unhealthy to be in the ice bath so long." But the siblings had the competition, and then we were like, "Yeah, all right, we'll get out at 10." Veronica got up. I did not get up.
Oh,
I
please.
believe I actually beat you.
There's
by 5
gonna
seconds.
have to be a round 2. But yeah, so anyway, back
So
on track. So
back
that's
on
your
track,
morning
my turn.
routine.
But it's more so that it's. I like that. My 3 things that I love doing in the morning is having that moment by myself. I think it's actually a moment by myself before you like dive into the world for the day.
Yeah.
I love my ice bath. Like that is one of my favorite things. And then I like doing 5 minutes of meditation.
Yeah.
And then when do you check your sales? When do you go into the Amazon app and see, ooh, we've made X?
So
amount today?
like generally now, so after I do those things and then I'm ready for work, I do the diary and then I go into sales.
Nice.
So what time is it? So by the time you've done all of this, you said you got up at 6:15, right?
Like 9:30.
So it's a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's a
It depends
couple
on,
hours.
it depends on training
depends
as well.
on
'Cause
training
our
as
training's
well.
changed in the morning, so.
But
Yeah.
like give or take, like the last few days I've been particularly like posting our daily results, and it's always been around 9:30 that I've been checking that.
Now,
Because I know that that's one of your favourite things,
you-
Eric.
like checking this.
Checking your.
I just want to say yours is kind of similar to like we do similar things because we obviously go to the gym together and it is. But I know that if we had this podcast a week ago, your answer right now would be very different to what your morning routine is. Because you were just saying earlier it's changed a little bit. So what do
us
you do
about
now?
it.
Because you were very strict on what you'd like to do first thing, and it has changed a little bit.
You
in
guys
recent
want to know
times.
what I did this morning? My absolute masterclass morning routine of a multi-7-figure business owner
Tell us the
living
sauce.
in Bali.
Tell us the sauce.
No alarm. Woke up. What the fuck? What time is it? Look at my phone. It was like I don't know. It was like 6:30 or so actually, and then I was like, slept for another till 7:30. And then I was like, all right, Eric, get out of bed. I didn't set an alarm. And what I'll do is, this was this morning, and then I'll actually do my complete optimal routine that I actually followed earlier this year for 6 months straight, every single day,
Yeah.
dialed in extreme discipline.
So you're still doing it, but you're not setting an alarm like you used to.
Well, honestly, I went to the gym earlier today and I was just writing some notes. I had the endorphins coming out and I was just doing some reflection. And a note that came up for me was, do what works until it doesn't work no more.
Yeah, that's nice.
And the whole thing of the morning routine, I realized the morning routine needs to be something that you look forward to, because the point of it is that you're supposed to be you get up and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's going to make me feel good and this is going to kind of propel me into the day.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've followed this same morning routine for so long that today, actually on the day that we decided to have this podcast, I followed no routine, no alarm. I slept in. I don't think I went on my phone straight. I didn't go on my phone straight away. I never do. I always will at
But you
least.
still did your morning stuff that your ritual.
No, I didn't.
No.
I opened the blinds. I opened the blinds because I always let real light come in before I got on my
Yeah.
phone to not fuck up my cardiac rhythm. And then I was just like, I don't want to do my stretching. I don't want to do my hydrogen water this morning. I don't want to do my usual sit on the balcony this morning. And so I didn't. And then I just kind of just started doing stuff. You know?
How productive were you today? It was a good day.
The morning was pretty average, and then I went to the gym and then did some work. And, it was fine and it felt good because I had that realization. But that's today, and that's a complete outlier. But here's the actual morning routine that I followed for 6 months that really helped me. And this was when I was dialed in, because I go through periods of being mega disciplined.
Yeah.
I'm talking about everything is done sharp, perfect, on time, these certain times, and you guys know I'm very stubborn with the way that I do things. It's at this time, it's done like this, and this is the way it is. That's the way I roll usually. I'm a very disciplined person. But sometimes you need to just break away from that because, like I said, some stuff serves you until it doesn't serve you anymore. Yeah. And when you have that realization it doesn't serve you anymore, it's time for a change, and that's fine because that change usually means some form of elevation. 100%. It's time to elevate. It's time to mix stuff up. But anyway,
just quickly before you jump in, I was going to say one thing that we all said, and you've just highlighted as well, is that you did something different today, but it made you feel good. And like the reason we're doing these routines is because we want to feel good so that we can then be more productive and we can be better at work or getting into our business.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that doesn't make you feel good, or it's like if you're not eating the right nutrition or stuff, you're going to feel bad and you're not going to be as successful. You're not going to do as well. You're not going to perform as well. So I just wanted to touch. We all, in our own ways, did our own routines because it was something we liked that makes us feel good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there. But back into what was your 6 months sort of like go to every day?
My dialed in routine is 6 a.m. alarm, ding, 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 alarm goes off. I'll rarely snooze it. I'll get up. And this is when I was living on the Gold Coast. It's still like sun's coming up. I would never touch my phone. Phone is far away from me. And then I'll get straight up and go out and seek sunlight. I'll just see like usually the sun's coming up and I'll seek sunlight directly in my eyes. And I'll just do like 10-15 minutes of mobility and stretching where I'll stretch out my hip flexors and I'll do like just move my hips around a little bit, get the arms shaking, get the neck cranking, just loosening up for the day and get nice and comfortable. And then from there, I'll get the hydrogen bottle as well. Load up a 10-minute cycle. So for those of you that don't know, a hydrogen water bottle, it's a bottle that basically creates hydrogen and it adds it into the water. And hydrogen's really good for like your gut. It helps like absorb nutrients in your gut, which is actually good for like exactly. So it's like really good for like anti-inflammation. It's good for recovery. It's just generally good for you. We sell hydrogen bottles in our brand Project X. We all use our product. But I do the 10-minute cycle, and I love using that product particularly in the morning because it's a 10-minute timer. So I set that timer on, and then I'll sit and I'll do exactly what you do. I'll just have that 10 minutes of just observing, just kind of looking at the trees, looking at the wind, breathing, and then I'll use that time to do my visualizations where I'm specifically visualizing the exact amount of money that I want in my Commonwealth bank account. And I mean like I'm in the app and then I click the button and then I scroll and then there's my account and then like the exact numbers there, exactly how it looks like. I go into this deep visualization and then I do some other stuff. Then I'll knock down the hydrogen water and go take a morning shit.
I could have glazed over that one.
It's on reads
maybe cut that a bit out.
Every day on the exact
and then I'll check my sales. But something important to note is that only is like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'll jump in my car and I'll go to Hot Shop because I was living in Main Beach. I'll get a coffee. And then within the hour, I'm at my desk and I'm working. And then my first 2 to 3 hours at this point for 6 months straight, 2 to 3 hours would be I'm at my desk and I'm working on Prodigy X and I'm working on Conquer.
Yeah, I guess that's like to lead on to like what you said, that was what your routine was. And Ron's even mentioned your location and where you are can change your routine. My routine before in Bali was a lot shorter. I'd still do exercise. I'd try to do ice bath. But here, because the facilities are so good, I can do extra. Yeah. I can do the extras. Yeah, so it does change where you are.
Yeah, personally for me, if I usually, particularly in like that discipline phase, if I go my first 2 hours without getting into work, I start getting anxious.
Yeah.
I want like in that, once the hour's done, I want to get into work and then I know once that's like the morning's tick, tick, tick routine stuff, get my coffee. But then that work, the most important work, and in the morning, that kind of first hour block, I won't really check emails. I won't check WhatsApp and see customer support and stuff. It's just like, I'll ask myself the question, like, how do I grow Prodigy X? What do we need to do to grow the brand? What's the next move? Yeah. What's the most important thing that I can do right now that will actually impact the business? And I'll have that first hour when I'm caffeinated and I'm hydrogenated up and morning routines up, where I'm like, what is the most important task and thing that I can do now?
Back to a bit of bro chat. That's when your testosterone's high as well. And guys generally are most optimal doing work. Like it's true though, guys are generally more optimal and get things better, like done early in the day. First thing in the morning, like a lot of people, it's known.
Yeah. I don't know, I just had a weird thing about it.
But it's true though.
Testosterone, I'm sort of working with a bloody stiffy.
No, but it is known that guys work better in the morning. Like you get your optimal first thing in the morning.
I don't think that affects that that because it's like an hour later. It's like if testosterone was higher or lower, because it's just a discipline thing, and it's more so like it's just the first hour of the day, and it's more so the mindset of just I want the most important task done before then. I'll go and check my messages. Oh, customer refund, or this needs to be sorted out, or we need to do this SOP, or then there's that general business management stuff that comes a bit later.
You get swallowed up by everything, and then I think a morning routine, like as I said, it is a ritual, and I know that whether like you're listening and you've got your 9 to 5, and it's whatever that people call it your is it your what you do 5 to 9. Like I don't think that a routine or a ritual is like the thing that's going to make people successful. But I feel like for me, like all of the things that I've just said in the morning, like those are like my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Like it's like it sets you up for the day, like physically, mentally. And like, even if you are going to a 9 to 5, if you've like, I don't know, like gone to the gym or gone outside, taken your dog for a walk, and then you're in the office, like doing those activities is going to make you perform, whether it's in like your career, in that 9 to 5, in meetings, everything that you do for the rest of the day, it like sets you up. And I think that people forget of like, what's the reason that you actually do a routine or this morning ritual, because it's not like a pissing contest. Oh, I got up at 5 a.m. or did this and that.
I saw a reel yesterday. It was like day 2,384 of cold showering every single morning, and I'm still not a billionaire. Fuck those guys and their podcast. It's true though. Like, and I'll get back to you. Like,
no, go on.
No, sorry, you go on. But just quickly, like it's true though, because like ice baths and doing that shit isn't going to make you rich.
No.
It's going to set you up and give you a better chance because you feel better then you're doing the work and your mind's sharp.
You've got to find what works for you. You have to find what works for you.
Yeah, and speaking of reels, actually, I saw one that a guy was it was a bro reel, and it said like, oh, being at the gym isn't going to make you a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I understand where he's coming from, but I think like I have them like. Health is your number one. Like if you really boil down to it, it was just like why do we want to make money? To live a.
Say the quote. What's the quote? What's that fucking?
Oh, is well.
It's Ron's famous quote.
Give me a moment. Now I forgot. But what I wanted to say is like health is your number one priority. If you're a millionaire but you're like bedbound because you've got all this shit going on, like it doesn't matter.
I always use DJ Khaled as an example. Like mind my language. He's a fat fuck. And like he's like driving around in a Lambo and he's like, but it's like, dude, you are fat. Like you are so fat and obese and like you look horrible and your health isn't. You're gonna die at 55, 60, 70 years old.
Yeah.
And
have all these issues and whatnot. Yeah.
What's the point of having all that money?
The quote was that we like is that a healthy person has many wishes.
Yeah.
But a sick person only has one wish.
Great quote.
And I feel like that shifts everything in perspective. If you don't have your health, so physical, mental health, then you have nothing. And we prioritize that as like our number one thing. And once that's checked, and be like, okay, let's rumble, let's make this fucking business.
And I want to touch on that as well because, like, Chris, you said your morning routine is 2 hours, and like I think that's
it's not 2 hours.
Well, it's roughly 2 hours, but then
it is 2 hours. I'm at the gym and I'm like, I need to go. And he's like, I've still got 10 minutes.
That's because I'm waiting for you to get out the door.
I just want to say though, but I know that you actually then work all day because it wouldn't mean shit if you did that routine and then you're like, oh, but now I've done this routine, but then you do no work. But the most important thing is that you do that for the work.
Yeah.
The 100%. Work gets done. So, because a lot of people do get caught up to that reel of like, do this stuff and it's like, you have to then start a business. You have to then go all in on that business. You have to then take the necessary actions day in, day out to run that business. You have to then continually grow that business because if you're not growing and you're stagnant, then realistically you're dying. So it's like, you have to work. And there's no point doing all that shit if you don't do the work.
100%. And I guess like that's why we want to talk about this today, because it's all important to us, and we're probably going to wrap this podcast up in a minute, but it is what we like doing and it makes us work better and it's making us progress as like successful business people.
Yeah, we always find it interesting, like learning what other people do in the morning, because I got the balcony thing, Erica, and putting the hydrogen model for 10 minutes. copied that off you because
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
I use the hydrogen bottle as a timer, and I'm like, that's an excellent idea.
If you want to buy the hydrogen bottle, go to www.projects.com.au.
The link will be down below.
But yeah, so I'm
So
really glad we
it's-
covered that today.
Yeah. So I hope that.
Drop any.
You guys are wrapping it up, and I'm still got more stuff to talk about. But
What's the time we have?
We're running out about a minute to go. So
Minute to go.
Well,
What do you
maybe
have
if we
there?
just quickly touch on, because for perspective, this morning routine stuff is actually pretty new for us. Like a year ago, it was only when Prodigy. It was
Speak
actually
for yourself.
at the beginning. True. Because like I was picturing back to 2 years ago where I would wake up at 10 a.m. The first thing I would do was crack open an energy drink. And after scrolling on my phone probably for a little bit in the morning, then crack open an energy drink and then just start doing stuff.
Like I have a coffee first thing I press caffeine.
Yeah, literally you
bam.
just get up and boom, caffeine straight to the brain.
Laptop, bam.
So I also do want to touch on that it hasn't always been
No.
like we have the perspective of like which outperforms which. The guy that gets up and just has the caffeine straight in the brain after scrolling on the phone a little bit, or the guy that gets up, doesn't go on the phone, opens a curtain, gets that natural sunlight, gets that hydrogen, water, meditates a little bit, visualizes, and then gets into work.
100%.
Like we can say firsthand, and girl, of course, guy and girl, that it's the second person with that morning ritual outperforms the first person without a shadow of a doubt.
There's noticeable differences. Otherwise, we wouldn't be continuing to do this. Like we
Exactly.
notice it throughout the day. So yeah.
And I'm yet to now figure out, as of today, I'm going to start coming up with a new morning ritual, something that that I need now.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You
We'll
got to
let you
work.
know.
You got to figure out what works for you. All right, that's the end of the podcast.
Peace out.
Peace.
See you in the next one.